put me on top. City on lock, they like when he gon' drop. We ain't had enough. Speaking down, but they know who coming up. And I'm still on my way. But the top don't look too far from me. Never caught off, not one too far from me. Never caught off, not one day. Never caught off, not one day. But I'm still on my way.
Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. Taking a look at San Antonio. Right now they've compiled the third best record in the conference.
And you know, for the Spurs, they're proving that all the talk we heard about them in the preseason was warranted. What a role this group's been on here early on.
It appears to me, though, that this group has all the ingredients for a special season.
And the starting group for the Spurs, they've got Zach LaVine. Victor Wembanyama is out there with Dario Saric, and it's Wall, and it's Johnson in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Hornets, we've got Bridges. He's out there with Miller. Nick Richards out there with Martin, and it's Mann in at the 1. And tonight, Clark, a good look at some of the best up-and-coming talent in the NBA.
Certainly a glimpse into the future. Each of these teams should be a factor for several years to come. They've got some dynamic and electric young players on the court today.
And there's LaVine on the assist by Saric. LaVine's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for San Antonio. Here's Mann, and there's the pass to Bridges. From the arc, rebounded by the Spurs. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys are defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than to will and desire.
You know, here we are, Greg, looking at Victor Wembanyama. I mean, can he get any taller?
Well, he's already 7'4", Kevin. But yes, what's amazing is that I still think he's grown, which is scary for the rest of the league.
But Wall giving me some evidence of that bounce, throwing it down with authority.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Bridges outside. Pass to Mann. Back to Bridges. Bridges missing again.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
Wembanyama gets the bucket.
And this is how you want to start the ball game. 4 for 4 from the field. Seems like they're right on point and can't miss.
Bridges, no one around him. Bridges missing again.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Here's Martin after the made shot from Zach LaVine. And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
What a duel that was. Exciting all the way to the end. Really a shame someone had to walk away with an L.
I tell you, it's too bad one of them had to lose because I thought both teams were evenly matched in that game.
Grant Williams is checked in for Miller. Norman Powell's checked in for San Antonio. Johnson against Bridges. Richards passes to Williams. Williams sends a screen for Bridges. Just 5 on the clock. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Charlotte no good that time either. Here's San Antonio. They've scored 10 straight. Wembanyama down low. Defended by Richards. Here's Wall. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Such a wide open look.
Certainly wasn't an ideal start for him, but now he's got a bucket to build on.
Here's Wall. Plays it up off the glass. Wall's got 6.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Bridges against Johnson. And he gets the bucket. Bridges has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Bridges, in some ways, to me, is a throwback player. He's a 6'6" forward and does a little bit of banging down low. Actually, a lot of banging down low.
And there's the foul. It's on Miles Bridges. That's his first foul.
Team foul. Substitution on the court.
And here's Wall outside. And so it's San Antonio in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Spurs.
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
Cultivating a lot of assists right now, which is beautiful to see. Love the way they're working that ball around.
They've got Miller. Curry is out there with Williams. And it's Thor in at the 4 slot. So that's who Charlotte starts the second with. Knocks it loose. Now here is Miller. He's guarded closely. Pass to Curry. By this time in the year, Clark, for teams that have exceeded expectations, can we expect that this is their new normal?
I think so. I mean, once that kind of data is in the bank, regression usually would happen earlier. So at this point, I think it's just about building consistency from game to game.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Now here's Curry. Had a tough time getting anything going against the Pelicans. He was a non-factor.
So good at figuring out ways to get inside. Seth Curry working on improving this part of his game.
Since returning to Charlotte in 2004, Clark, wins have been hard to come by for the Hornets.
Yeah, they haven't been able to make it out of the first round. But things finally seem to be trending up. They've got a lot of young talent on their roster, and if that talent grows, better days are ahead.
They get it back.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Yes, that goes in. Levine's got 12 points in the game.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Charlotte calls timeout. And now look at the teams that have shot the ball the best over the course of the last month. Number 1, the Spurs.
And really, the basketball IQ has just evolved. Just the way they move the ball and share it. They always find good looks.
.110 left now here in the second. Outside Williams. Passes it to Man. From down in the low post, it goes.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knocks out, but looks like they're putting it together right now.
There's 47 seconds left here in the second. Here's Man. The rebound by Johnson. Spurs leading by 11. That one's in. His first shot this game.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Down low, here's Williams. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Terrific accuracy on that pass. That's how you lead your teammate.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Wall and the Spurs scoring again.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
The Hornets have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Johnson against Bridges. To the inside. And so it's San Antonio. 13 points up at the end of the period. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting. They've been dialed in so far from the field. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Welcome, everybody. Let's get right to it. It's been nothing short of a tremendous challenge for the Charlotte Hornets.
I mean, the tenacity was lacking, the fight, especially on the glass. They were getting moved around underneath like furniture. You know, when someone pushes you, you have to push back.
Yeah, figuratively you mean, or maybe not. You know, it's like getting someone pushes you or furniture. You lost me. And now that we have some time, let's see how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
Well, it's definitely early in the voting process. Some names already come to mind. I will always look forward to seeing who's in the mix.
And not only do we love watching the All-Star game, the fans do as well.
So this is messages to all the fellas. Make sure you put on a good show.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
And Greg, we still see players embellishing contact. Is enough being done to discourage those creative flourishes?
We're talking about flopping, right? I mean, we're seeing the league experiment assessing a technical free throw. It's necessary, or guys will keep jerking their heads and falling down, and who wants to see that?
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Wembanyama is out there with Dario Saric. Then it's Zach LaVine. Then there's Keldon Johnson. And it's Wall in at the point guard.
Going to the line, shooting 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
You know, when you think of Zach LaVine, his scoring comes to mind immediately, but he also rebounds effectively and passes it pretty good, too.
And so LaVine nails both of them.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Man passes to Richards. The dish to Bridges. Into the lane. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
How about that burst and bounce from Bridges on the throwdown as he rolled right by the defenders?
And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the San Antonio Spurs. They've got the Wizards ahead of them. Their next game in Washington. And that game will be 4 out of 5 on the road for the team. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, LaMelo Ball is young, but he certainly has words of wisdom already. He says, everybody always asks me, what's my slogan? 2 words. Be you. You just got to be you from the jump, and whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen. If you ain't you, you're already lost. That's a fact. Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. More than comfortable in his own skin. David, thank you. And the basket is good. Levine's got 6 here in this quarter.
That's really good focus by Levine, making sure the concentration was there so the shot goes even as he's bumped.
Here's Mann. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
Get out of his way.
No way the D was going to slow him down.
Not that time. He was determined to get those points.
And with each passing season, the 7-footer, Nick Richards, looks more and more comfortable.
Whenever he's on the floor, Greg, he's going to work hard as well as focus on taking good shots and playing tough defense and really staying within himself. I love that about him.
Here's Mann following the basket by John Wall. Clock at 6. The pass to Mann. Back to Miller. Shoots over Johnson. Miller, no luck.
Well, the defense refusing to give up anything easy. Love seeing that kind of intensity.
Here's Wall. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. 14 points for John Wall.
You know, sometimes you see the edge to Wall's game come out in these situations. Tight defense inside, contact, and he just is determined not to be denied.
Richards passes to Bridges. From past the arc, Mann can't hit. Spurs leading by 17. Outside, Levine. 9 for 9, looking deadly accurate. Like guys he cannot miss.
Hey, for all that Levine can do on the hardwood, at heart, he's a pure scorer.
Bridges passes to Mann. Fires for 3. And he's good on the 3-ball. Mann's got his second bucket tonight.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
And so it's Zach LaVine making things happen for the San Antonio Spurs. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. Back to the action in just a minute. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out. For this game to become competitive. San Antonio leading by 19 points. You've got Nick Richards. Miller is out there with Bridges. Then it's Martin. And it's Mann in at the point guard position. So that's the Hornets 5.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Mann, covered by Wall. Bridges a screen on Johnson. San Antonio with the rebound. Wembanyama's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. That one goes in. Levine's got 15 points here in the second half.
Well, this is what you admire about Levine's offensive game now. I mean, it isn't all threes and dunks. He's got some meat on that sandwich now.
Mann can't hit.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
Levine gets the bucket.
And over the years, Levine has put on the muscle, which helps him on those challenging finishes at the rim.
Here's Mann. Bridges outside. And Richards has it in the corner. Here's man. San Antonio with the rebound. Saric finds Wembanyama. Here's Levine, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. We love the fact that the NBA is constantly evolving. Greg, what have you thought of the recent schedule adjustments?
I think the league's done a great job cutting down on the back-to-backs. And also, I like these 2-game, like baseball-style series we've seen. Limiting travel helps big time.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. And so Levine nails both of them. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth.
Winning in strong fashion. A relentless effort notches a W for the Spurs.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so checking out their record tonight, that'll mark win number 32 overall.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Zach LaVine.
Well, the defense just couldn't figure him out, and he continued to put it to him.
Here's man after the basket by San Antonio. Lets it go from 11, and it's Looney with the rebound. And it's the Spurs ball. It's a 12-2 run here, good pace. Here's Levine, banked in off the glass. Levine's got 35 in the game.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
Charlotte no good that time either. And so Powell will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exits.
Here's man. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. As we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Zach LaVine.